Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is going to be my fall makeup inventory update. So I try to do these every quarter, go through all of the products in my collection, give a tally of the amount of products in each category, and just see where I've grown, where I've shrunk, things like that. I like to do this every quarter just to make sure that I keep myself in check. I definitely don't want to be overspending, over-consuming. I want to be mindful of the things that I buy, and I definitely don't want to outgrow the amount of storage space that I have for my collection. So if you guys like these types of videos, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and let's just hop into it. So the first category I have here are primers. The way that I usually do these videos is I will say what I had in June or the previous quarter, so in this case June, and then say how many I have now, and if I can remember specific products that have increased or decreased from my collection, I'll mention those, but for the most part, this is mostly going to be about the numbers and the total number of products I have in my collection. Like I said, first category is primer. In June of 2024, I had 10, and I'm still at 10. So I think that's pretty good. I'm actively working on my Glossier Future Dew primer right now, the oil hybrid serum thing. That is in my project pan. I don't think I'm going to finish this by the end of the year, but I am actively working on it. I am trying to finish it up. I think within the next 6 months, I should be able to finish it up completely. So we're slowly inching down. I don't think that 10 is too big of a number, but I also don't think that this is a small number either, especially for how little I wear primer. For the most part, I don't usually go in with primer unless it's in my project pan actively trying to work on it. Usually for most days, I'll either just go in with like my sunscreen as my primer, just because I typically do my skincare and makeup like immediately after each other, and that usually turns out okay. I do think 10 is still quite a large number. I'm not super happy about 10. I think this could be decreased a little bit, but I am actively working on it. I think this is not too bad of a move. The next category is foundation. In June, I had 12 foundations, and now I'm at 13. The one addition to my foundation collection is a second shade of the product that I already had. So Urban Decay was very, very kind and sent me the Face Bond foundation in the shade 13. That was way too light for me, even when I am pale, and now I'm like way darker than I have ever been in my life. So they were nice enough to send me a deeper shade. So now I have two versions of that foundation. I haven't decluttered 13 yet, just because I feel like I can mix the two shades together and get like my perfect shade match. So it is an increase. I understand that. I don't think it is necessarily an increase in formulas, but I do agree that 13 is a lot. I am maybe considering either decluttering the shade that's too light for me, or I'll figure something out. I think 13 is still a lot. I don't think it's like excessive, but I do think this could improve a little bit. I might put a foundation eventually into my project pan to try and make use out of them, especially one that I don't have like a ton of use out of. I also think that right now a lot of my foundations are not the best shade match for me. Like I said, I am more tan than I have been like ever in my life. So this would be not the best time for me to put a foundation in my project pan, but I am thinking about it for the future. I do think 13 is maybe a bit too much. The next category I have here are concealers. In June, I had 11, and I'm still at 11. So I haven't introduced any new concealers to my collection. I think that's pretty good. I am not actively working on finishing one up right now though. So I have wanted to just play around with it a little bit more, try to get a little bit more use out of all of the concealers in my collection and just do like a big cycle of them. Sorry, there's like a bug inside my window, and it's scaring me, and I think it pooped on the inside of my window. Yeah, that's kind of gross. Okay, so sorry. Concealers, I haven't increased or decreased. I think that's a pretty good amount. I think I have a really good variety of coverage, shades, things like that. So I think 11's pretty good. I'm not too concerned about that. I think even on days that I don't wear a ton of makeup, I usually still put on concealer at least a little bit just to make myself feel a little bit more put together. I think that it's okay that this number is a little bit high. For powders, in June, I had 10 powders and now I'm at 11. So I think for me and my makeup preferences, I love powder. Powder is one of my kryptonites. Like powder and blush, those two are always going to be pretty high for me. So for the powder that I added to my collection, it is the Tower 28 powder. Personally, I don't think this is a bad thing because I have been wanting a Tower 28 powder since the beginning of their line. I have said for such a long time that if Tower 28 added a powder, I would be so happy just because all of their complexion products are really emollient, really more on the oily side, dewy side. And for me and my makeup and my skin type being more oily, I needed a powder from them and they released one and I bought it. So that is the one increase. I don't think that's bad. I think it could have been a lot worse and I have been actively trying to finish up a powder. I put my Kosas Cloud Set powder back into my project pan, and so hopefully within the near future I'll be able to finish that and get this number back down. There haven't been a ton of powder launches lately that I've been super obsessed with or super intrigued by, so I think that even though this is a high number, I'm doing pretty good. The next category I have are bronzers, and this stayed pretty steady. So in June I had 20 and I'm still at 20. I think this is pretty good. There haven't been a ton of bronzer launches that I've been super gung-ho about either. I think this is a good amount. The next category are highlighters, and I went from 8 highlighters in June to 9 highlighters now. I don't know what this increase is. Maybe I miscounted in June, but I am not a huge highlighter person, so it's kind of shocking to me that I have an extra highlighter in my collection right now. I'm still working on the Refi one in my project pan. I am making pretty good progress with that, so I do foresee this going back down to 8 relatively soon, but I actually don't know what this increase is. The next category, the category that I have the most products of, are blushes. In June, I was at 43 and now I'm at 44. I also don't know what this increase is. I feel like I've been pretty good about not buying a ton of blushes, so I don't fully remember what I added. I'll have to look through my purchase history on Ulta and Sephora and try and see what it was, but I feel like I've been doing pretty good. Blush is that's still way too many blushes. This is still like too big of a category, but I do love blush. It's my favorite thing to put on. I feel like the whole look is not complete unless I have a massive amount of blush on. I'm a heavy blush galley, and so it makes sense why I have this many. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I should have this many, but to me it makes sense why I do. I'm almost done with one of the blushes that I have in my project pan right now, so I think by like next month I should be back down to 43. That is to say, there is still a ton of progress to be made by me on the blush category. I definitely need to calm down with that. That's been a recurring theme for me. I don't think I've ever decreased in the number of blushes that I have, but I have definitely toned down my spending for the number of blushes, and I think that's progress. For face palettes, in June I had 2, I'm still at 2. I think that makes sense to me. I'm not a huge face palette person. I only ever really reach for them when I'm going on a trip. Usually I'll reach for individual compacts, so I don't think this is a bad thing. I'm glad that the number has remained steady. I don't foresee myself using up either of these face palettes anytime soon though, so I think this number is probably going to stay at 2 for a while. The next category is eyeshadow palettes. In June I had 19, and again I'm still at 19. I think this is also pretty good. I don't wear eyeshadow a ton. Usually when I am doing my makeup I reach for a single shadow over an eyeshadow, and so this makes sense to me. And even from the update in March to the update in June, I increased by 4 palettes, but those were all from PR. I haven't bought an eyeshadow palette in a while. So yeah, 19 is still a lot. I don't think it's super excessive though. I think that is a-okay that I remained steady. The next category here are lip liners. In June, I had 12, and now in September, I have 14. I think the two that I added were these two, not this one. Yes, this one? Yeah, these were the two that I added. The first one is the Tower 28 one-liner in the shade Work of Art. I specifically bought this because I went to a wedding last month in Cincinnati, and while I was packing, I realized that I forgot a lip liner, so I had to go buy one. I also forgot a lip balm, which you'll see in the future here in a second that that number has increased a little bit too. So this was like kind of a necessary purchase for the event. I don't typically try to do that, but I was like going to a wedding and I felt like I needed it as a part of my makeup routine for said event. So this is the one that I purchased. I do like the formula. I like the shade of this a lot more than the previous shade I had of the Tower 28 one-liners, but these are multi-purpose as well. So I feel like that's not too bad. And the other lip liner that I added is actually this one from Buble and Rudy. This is actually a freckle pen, so not necessarily a lip liner, but I don't like the way this looks as a freckle pen. I think the freckles are too light for my skin tone, and so I've been using this as a lip liner, lip stain type of product. I think this shade is much better as a lip liner for me. On my lips it looks pretty nice, and because it is like a stain type of product, it lasts really well too. This is technically not a lip liner, but I'm using it as a lip liner, so I'm including it in the lip liner category. The next product, this next category here are my lip glosses and lip balms. I have a problem with lip glosses and lip balms. So in June I had 29 and now I'm at 36. For a majority of these, that's a lie. For some of these, it is because I ran into an issue where I was out and I didn't have a lip balm and needed to get some. So the first thing that I added is the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Pistachio. This actually came in a Sephora Favorites set, which I bought, and this is a full-size product that came with it. That set also came, or maybe I bought this separately. I think this was, maybe I did buy this separately. The other thing that I added is the Makeup by Mario Cherry Glow Plumping Lip Serum. And I think this is a really pretty product. I'm actually really glad I picked this up. I think the formula is stunning. Another thing that I picked up is the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Lip Balm. Again, I was out and about, didn't have a lip balm, needed a lip balm. And so I picked up this one from e.l.f. And then I also picked up the Naturium Fido Glow Lip Balm, again, for the same reason. I was out and about, needed a lip balm, and this is the one that I picked up. So, not my most reasonable additions. There are a few others that I didn't mention. I also picked up the Ulla Hendrickson lip treatment, I believe. That one was the same time that I purchased the Tower 28 one-liner when I was at the wedding and didn't have any sort of lip balm with me. And I think the moral of the story is that I should stop forgetting my lip balms and keep one in every purse that I'm wearing, and so this doesn't happen again. That is definitely my bad. I definitely have a problem with lip glosses, lip balms. As you can see, I don't want to make a habit of doing that, even though I kind of already have. I don't want to make more of a habit of doing that, so I think I'm going to just be more vigilant about bringing a lip balm with me so I don't have to buy another one when I am not in my home base. The next category I have here are actually lipsticks, and this actually decreased a little bit. So in June I had 12 and now I'm at 11. I don't remember finishing up any of the lipsticks in my collection, so I'm unsure if I gave one away to my mom or if I like miscounted. I don't think I did. Yeah, and I'm at 11. I think this is a pretty good number. I'm not a huge lipstick wearer, so I feel like this is an okay number for how little I do actually wear lipstick. I have narrowed down my lipstick collection quite a bit, and all of the ones that I have in my collection are ones that I see myself wearing and I enjoy. So I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a relatively good lipstick collection, like a really curated lipstick collection for me and my tastes. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm not too concerned about the number of lipsticks that I have. The next category are eyeliners. In June, I had 17 and I'm still at 17. I haven't used any up, but I also haven't increased any either, which I think is pretty good. I'm happy with that. I feel like that is a good amount of number. I feel like I have a good variation of liquid, black liquid liners, like brown liners, cream eyeliners, like colorful eyeliners as well, including my wet liners that I use for more graphic looks. Not that I wear graphic looks a ton, but you know, 17 still a lot, but I think that's a good variation of products and formulas though, so I'm not too concerned, and I'm glad that this hasn't increased within the last couple of months. The next category I have are mascaras. In June, I had 7 and now I'm at 10. This is quite a large increase. I'm not too concerned about it though, because mascaras don't last a super long amount of time. I try to make sure to cycle through my mascaras every couple of months. The one reason why this is like kind of large right now is because one, I haven't thrown away any of my old mascaras yet, which I need to do soon. And another, when I went on a work trip to up north Michigan, forgot a mascara. I forgot a lot of things on that trip actually. So I needed to go get one. I had to pick up another one and that's what I did. So this is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but I do need to throw away some of these soon and I just haven't done that yet. So this number is not going to remain 10 for a while now. The next category I have are single shadows, and from this category I went from 18 in June to 19 now. I don't think this is bad. I feel like this is normal amount. I will say the increase that is in this category is actually from PR. Surat Beauty actually sent me some very kindly, so that is why this has increased. I am wearing one of them today and I like the effect. Like, I think the shine and shimmer is really pretty. However, it does crease on me because it is a cream eyeshadow and I don't love that, but I have it. It is a single shadow. I think the effect is really pretty. Just need to try and find a way to make it more long wearing so it doesn't crease on me. The next category I have here are brow products. In June, I had 15 and now I'm at 18. This is, again, because when I went up north for work, I forgot to pack any brow products and I had to go buy some. So I definitely didn't need this increase. This probably could have remained, you know, 15. But it did increase and I'm not proud of it. I am a forgetful person, I guess. The next category I have here are setting sprays. In June, I had 5 and now I'm at 8. This is 100% because I'm getting sent setting sprays in PR or as like gifts with purchase. I have not actually bought a setting spray in a really long time, and Urban Decay has lots of good setting sprays and I'm on their PR list, and so I have gotten some and I like them a lot and I'm using them, but I did not buy them, and that means my makeup collection has increased a bit. And that is a-okay. I do love the Urban Decay setting sprays. I think they do a great job of setting your makeup in place and making it last for a really long time. So I'm not mad about it. That is just the truth, is that I have been getting setting sprays in PR. For color correctors, I have been at 5 for quite a while now. It has not increased any. I haven't really reached for color correctors in a really long time. I really only ever reach for them when I need to adjust my makeup foundation color, or if I'm having like a really, really, really bad under eye day and I just need a little bit of color correction, which isn't normal for me. So I don't see myself increasing this number at all. It hasn't decreased at all either, so we are doing good. And the last thing I have in my collection, or the last category I have in my inventory, are just miscellaneous things. This is really just to track my freckle pen, and in June I was at 1 and now I'm at 0. It's probably not going to stay 0 for a super long amount of time. The Freck Noir that I had was getting chunky, and so I decluttered it, or like called it an empty. So that's why this number has decreased. I don't foresee myself not having Freck Noir in my collection for a super long amount of time. I think I'll give it a break because it is getting into fall winter time. I think I will probably re-pick it up in the springtime though. So that is everything. In totality, in June I had 256 products, and now in September I have 277. So not a massive increase, not a decrease either though. So this is still an increase. I'm still making sure to keep track of that. I don't think that this was the worst increase in the entire world. I definitely think I could have done a little bit better, especially if I had not forgotten to bring specific products with me for separate events. That is definitely my bad. I should have planned better, should have packed better. I forgot, and honestly I've been kind of wiped in general with just the amount of traveling that I've been doing, and I've just been like pre-packing a lot of things, and I forgot. So that is my bad. I don't think this is a terrible increase. I don't think it's good. I definitely think there's room for improvement, but for the most part I would still say I'm doing okay. I'm still increasing, and I realize that I feel in my soul I've been buying less makeup, and I feel like that's progress for me at least. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. Let me know how your guys' makeup inventory is going. Like I said, I like to do these videos to keep myself in check. I don't want to be over consuming, and I realize that I am still consuming. I realize that I am still increasing my collection, but I do feel like I've made pretty good progress with minimizing the amount of things that I've been buying. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!